Today's question is smallest subarray with sum greater than a given value. So this is the question. Now let's take a look at this. Given an array of integers and a number x, find the smallest subarray with sum greater than the given value. So let's take a look at this example. So the array is 1, 4, 45, 6, 0 and 19 and the value of x is 51. So we need to find a subarray, the smallest subarray whose sum is greater than x. So subarray is indeed a consecutive set of elements inside the array. There is no gap in between them. So this is a subarray, this is a subarray, and this is also a subarray, but not 4, 45, 0, 19, because there is a gap in between. We need to find the subarray, that is the consecutive set of elements. So for this test case, the output is 3. Why? Because this is the smallest subarray whose sum is greater than the value of x. So 45 plus 4, 49 plus 6, 55. So which is indeed greater than x. So the output is 3. We need to find the length of the smallest subarray. And so for this example, the array is 1, 10, 5, 2 and 7 and the x value is 10. So we need to find the smallest subarray. So indeed this is the smallest subarray, because a single element is also a part of a subarray and is a subarray. So we'll output the answer as 1. So now let's take a look. So talking about the naive solution, what we can do is we can find all the possible subarrays from a given array, right? So what we'll do is we'll use two nested loops for that, So we'll start with I equal to 0 and j equal to 1. What we'll do is we'll come up with the possible subarrays which will include I and goes till length n minus 1. So possibly this will be a subarray initially, then we'll increment j, so this will be a subarray, and then we'll increment j again, and this will be a subarray, then this, right? So now what we'll do, after one iteration we'll increment I, so I will come over here and j will go over here. So this will be a subarray, then this will be a subarray, and we'll keep on doing this until we get the smallest subarray. So to get the smallest, we'll maintain a variable called, which will always check for any possible value which is less than its value. So we'll update accordingly. So this solution's time complexity will be big O of n square, because it is taking using two loops and we are iterating through each element 2 times, right? So this solution will take big O of n square, but we can use another approach which will reduce this time complexity to big O of n, and that approach is 2-pointer approach, right? So now what we'll do in this approach is we'll maintain 2 pointers, I and j, or you can name it start or end accordingly. We'll initialize I and j equal to 0, and now what we'll do is we'll check for every value of j, means we'll check the sum between I and j, and if it is greater than the x, we'll increment I, and if it is less than the x, we'll increment j, and accordingly we'll get a subarray, and we'll keep on checking the length of that subarray. If at any point of time we get that the length of that subarray is smaller than the existing length, then we'll update it accordingly, right? So now let me explain you how we'll be doing that. So now what we'll do is we'll check for so first of all we'll make a variable called sum, which will be initialized as 0, and what we'll do is we'll maintain a variable called length, which will be used to get which will return at the last to get the smallest length, and we'll initialize it with n plus 1. Why n plus 1? I'll explain you that point in a bit. There is a particular reason behind that. So now what we'll do is we'll check for the sum at this value, which is right now 1, right? And for this test case, x is 51. So let's take x as 51, right? So right now the value of the sum's value is 1, which is less than 51. So what we'll do is we'll increment j. So right now the j has reached over here. So the sum of values between I and j both inclusive is right now as 5. So which is again less than 51. So we'll again increment j. So right now j will come over here. So right now the value of sum of values between I and j is 45 plus 4 49 plus 1 50, which is again less than 51. We'll again increment j. So j will come over here, right? So right now the sum is 55, I guess. So 55 is less than 51, right? So we'll update the value of length because we have got a sub array whose sum is greater than x, right? And this is the sub array. So the length of this sub array is 4. We'll update the value of L as 4 right now. So I'll write it over here. L's length's new value is 4 right now. So now what we'll do is, now we have got now the sum's value is 55 right now, right? Which is greater than 51. So what we'll do is we'll now increment I. So we'll increment I and I will reach over here. So now what's the value of sum of elements from between I and j? It is 45 plus 4 49 plus 6 55, right? Earlier it was 56, I guess, sorry. So right now the value of elements between I and j is 45 plus 4 49 plus 6 55, which is again greater than 51, right? So now we'll again increment the length. So now length will become 3, that is the length of this subarray, right? Now what we'll do is again increment I. So now I plus j is 45 plus 6 51, which is not greater than 51. So we'll increment j because this subarray sum is not greater than 51. So we'll now increment j. So right now I is over here and j is over here. So now we'll again check for the sum of these elements in this subarray. So the sum is 51, which is again less than 51. So we'll again increment j. So now the sum is greater than 51. So what we'll do is we'll try to update the value of length, but we'll not update it because this current length is 4 and it is greater than 3. So we'll not update it because we need to find the smallest subarray, right? So we'll not update it, and hence we'll get this solution because we have reached the end of the array. So now let's try to code this. So first of all we'll initialize I equal to 0 and j equal to 0, and we'll initialize length as n plus 1, right? Also we'll initialize sum as 0, current sum or whatever you like to say. So now we need to iterate through the array until the j reaches the end of the array, right? So we'll write this while loop, and now what we'll do is we'll check if the current value of sum is less than x or equal to x, less than or equal to x, and if j hasn't reached the end. If that's the case, see, if the sum value is less than x, what we'll need to do is we'll need to increment the j's value, right? Have you understood that? If the current I plus elements between I plus j is less than x, we need to increment the j, and we'll keep on adding that in the sum because we need to find this at last we need to find the sum, no, to check it. So what we'll do is let me rename it as arr j plus plus, right? So what I'm doing over here is if the value of sum is less than equal to x, we'll add it in the sum and increment j, right? And if the value of sum is greater than x and I have reached n, because we need to check for I as well, because if I has we are incrementing I until it reaches beyond the array, there's no point, it will give array or out of bounds exception. So now what we'll do is, see, if now the sum is greater than x, we need to check if the current value, see, for example, let me explain you. Initially we got I and j, so initially we got this subarray, right, which is 45 plus 4, 49, 50. No, it's actually less than, so we'll take this subarray, right, which the sum of the elements of this subarray is greater than x. So what we'll do is we'll increment the length. Now what we'll do is we'll check for this subarray, because we need to increment I as well. So what we'll do is we'll check the length of this subarray, and if and only if the current length, this length what we'll get is less than the existing length, then only we need to update it, right. So we'll now check for if the current length, that is j minus I, because j has reached one position beyond, so we don't need to do j minus I plus 1, because j has already made a increment using this. So we'll simply do j minus I. If j minus I has reached is less than length, if that's the case, we'll simply update length with j minus I, right. And what we'll do is we'll update the sum accordingly, because we need to keep the update, we need to update the sum again and again, right. So that's the whole code, and at last we need to return the length, and take care of this function is returning length, so we need to make sure we are using long variables. So length, I think so this will compile. Oh, that's yeah. Your program took time limit exceeded. What's the error? Let's see. Length was n plus 1 initially. Sum is 0. I and j are 0 as well. So let me add a space. If sum is less than equal to x and j less than n, so what we'll do is we'll simply add the sum over here, and if sum is greater than x, we'll do I less than n, and if and only if j minus I less than n, we'll do sum plus a r of, oh, I think so I need to do minus over here, not plus, sorry, that was my mistake. We are decrementing, not incrementing. So for example, this sum is, let's suppose, x, and if we are incrementing, we need to minus this, not add this. So that was, I guess, making the mistake. That was what's the, oh damn. Illegal start of expression. The output is 3, which is right indeed. This is the 4, 45 and 6. This is the smallest subarray. Let's compile it for custom test cases. So for example, length of the array is 5, and let's suppose x value is 30. Let's add the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So the one subarray can, let's make this 5. The answer should be 3, I guess. Yeah, so let's submit it. Yeah, so this worked fine. So that's it. We used a two pointer approach to solve this question. We made use of 2 pointers and keep on incrementing it accordingly. If the value of sub array is greater than x, we are simply incrementing the starting pointer, and if it's less than x, we are incrementing the end pointer, and accordingly we are updating the length of the sub array. So at last we get the smallest sub array. That's it. Thank you.